Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
Will do. So, hello everyone. I'm Sam Mitchell from Indiana. What I do is I run a podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It's a podcast about autism and how we cope with daily struggles that you may or may not understand. Through the podcast, it's grown so much. I developed sponsors, a board of 6 members. I do events in Indiana, which is where I'm from, and I do speaking services. I've spoken all the way from Canada to the deep south of Orlando.
Okay, and can you go ahead and tell me more about what you have done as a child to get over the challenges of autism?
What I did really was learn that people pleasing was a setback, and I had to stop that because if I didn't, I wouldn't have made it to the world I am in today.
Okay. And I understand what you're saying. And so tell me, how was it as a child growing up with autism?
Brutal, my friend. I dealt with exclusion, bullying, all the stereotypes you can imagine. And the way I grew up with it and survived really was I think I just was around the people who I would consider safe zones more than the people who I considered, I guess, the deadly zone because I felt happier there.
So whatever you felt, whenever you felt happy, you felt like, hey, my family, or hey, this friend is making me happy. I think this person I shouldn't mess with because they are um not making me happy. They're putting me down. They're beating me up. You know, is that how you felt?
Yeah, I did the most what I could, but it's so hard sometimes because I mean, when you're doing recess, you want to be with the kids, but no, I don't want to do recess with the kids. I want to do recess with the adults.
That's true. So you basically hung around people older than yourself.
I attempted to, but yeah, it's still hard to do when you're a kid because adults sometimes don't want to take children under the age of 18 under their own wing.
Did you end up finding someone like that?
I mean, I would say I found a friend, thankfully, but I would say a mentor. I would say I had some, they were teachers, but that was it. I didn't find that mentor outside of school.
And name a good place where you were when you sat up there and you were mentored.
Well, I was mentored in Taekwondo. I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and I felt a lot more happier there than I did at school because I felt somewhat included despite not really understanding the world.
Wow. That's pretty cool. You know how someone that don't understands, well, you under I don't label yourself as not understanding the world. I think you understand the world perfectly. What is going on is right now you're around people that encourage you, and that's good. Just keep encouraging yourself. I do it all the time too, but I don't want to sit up there and no, no. So how did your family support you?
I think the way they supported me is not holding me up to a high standard, but educating themselves and learning about the diagnosis, but also trying to figure out where the potential was.
Okay.
I mean, they had the great understanding and ability knowing the potential of me getting a job and making my own money. Now, thankfully, unfortunately, it's part time, but they were happy enough to say, you know what, you're doing the work, you can stay at home as long as you need to.
Good. So basically, what you're doing is you're working, and they're telling you, you can stay. That's good family support. That's very good family support. Um, Excellent. It's hard to sit up there and have family support all the time, but because they open their doors to you, that shows that they are caring and loving, and God bless them for that. You should be very thankful, and I know you are. Tell me about the TEDx talk.
Right. So oh man, excuse me. Ooh, I don't know what the heck. I guess frog on my throat. But anyway, we did do a TEDx talk. It was virtual because of COVID during the pandemic. My luck. But anyway, it was called "Why Those on Spec." Not called that. It was called Soul Structure, and it was about why those on spectrum need structure in their life. The reason why we need structure in our life is because this world can be very unpredictable, and I do not like that feeling of unpredictability in my life.
Well said, well said. And how did you let's find that tape. Oh man, buddy.
It's on my website, autismrocksandrolls.com, if you need help finding her.
Autism Rocks. Hopefully it works. Um, do me a favor, write it in the chat since you're on the computer.
Yeah, not a problem. Where is it? Okay, I'll put it in the chat with everyone.
Okay.
Oh, come on. If I can spell, sure. Here you go. I try to do a lot of typing today, so I think my fingers are getting tired of me typing. Here you go. To the studio
Okay.
chat.
Right here. That's pretty cool. I like that. Let's watch it together.
All right.
So yeah, 501
Right there.
C
Right
three.
there. Yep, TEDx. Go, let's keep scrolling.
Right
Right there.
there?
Yep,
Cool.
it says TEDx. There you go. Enjoy the show. And apologies for the Pete pajama pants. I was half asleep.
Kevin O'Leary actually that's what Kevin O'Leary do. So that's pretty cool. It's funny.
Okay. So I'm not the only one. Good.
Okay, so I suggest you guys look at Understanding Autism. He basically, this got a lot of views. If I go on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it got a lot of views.
I think
Let's
it did
see.
too. It's a TEDx talk. A lot of people are going to view a TEDx talk. 3.1K. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, and I like it too. That's hard to get.
Yeah, it is
Um,
sometimes.
so yeah, tell me more about the first time you engaged in speaking. How did you feel? How did you change your craft and your narrative to show the audience how you felt about speaking?
Well, I'm got invited to speak at Broken Arrows, Oklahoma. I think they found out about me somehow through social media. And in that particular speaking engagement, my very first one, I just told my story. But I think just telling my story kind of sound like I'm bragging, hey, look at the work I've done. That's not who I am. I wanted to help people with autism. That's why I'm there. So what we decided to do is look at each conference and figure out a way to target toward the audience they're looking for. If it's about special education and technology, okay, we'll gear our audience toward technology and special education. If it's just strictly special education, okay, we'll strictly change it to special education. We're in the middle of training law enforcement and HR people. If the target audience is HR people and law enforcement agencies, okay, we'll target our audience to them. If it's towards parents, okay, we'll target our audience towards parents. I think you get the drift what's going on with me right now when I'm saying this.
Okay, well said. And how does it feel from childhood to now? What have you learned about being autistic?
that I can be creative and think outside the box. Not everyone has the mindset of 3-year-olds, and society needs to get that view out of their heads. And that sometimes we're actually the smarter ones in the room and can be more aware of reality. Because we solve problems now. We don't wait till later on. They say we'll cross our bridge when we get there. We don't wait to cross the bridge. We're crossing it now.
What is the definition of autism, and what is in your own words?
In my words, it's a different way of thinking, but in the society views, it's a neurodevelopmental disorder.
It's a developmental disorder.
Yeah, or something like that.
Let's look it up. Hold on for a second. I don't know the full spectrum. Yeah, I know it's in the DSM-5. I think they got a DSM-6 now.
Right. I think
It's a
they done the
new.
whole level 1, level 2, level 3 ordeal, and they took
Okay.
an Asperger's out of the autism umbrella because they no longer seen Asperger's syndrome as part of the umbrella of autism.
Difficulty reading social cues, maintaining eye contact, understanding sarcasm, or engaging in reciprocal conversations, repetitive behavior or restricted interests. Sort of like an introvert, intense focus on specific topics, like what you do and what I do. Repetitive movement, hand flapping, adhering to routines. I like to rub my hands a lot. Sensory sensitive, over and under reacting to sounds, lights, and textures. Early childhood diagnosis, touch of it. Some people, it's like mixing a bowl of cake. You can have a touch of something, you can put a touch of dye in it to make it pink, or you put a little bit of dye and it's light, sort of light pink, you know, it depends. How do you feel? Do you feel like you got full spectrum autism? I don't think,
No, I
like
got for me,
whether.
I have the Asperger's syndrome. A doctor told me that, and I can agree
Okay.
with it. I'm on the higher understanding of the world. So the way I describe it is biologically, I may be 23, but if you have to say mentally, I might be 19, 20, 21.
What,
Just a little bit delayed, but every year I catch up. So I ain't too worried
that
about it.
I don't think that's a problem per se, because males. I watched a video when I was in college that males, their brains don't develop as fast as women anyway. So, but I guess it's like what happens is, your brain kind of develops on like a delay. But that, the funny thing is, there were times that I want to relate my story with you so you don't think that you're alone. So there were times that I would literally just I did nothing with my life. I didn't know it's like I was hibernating, if that makes any sense, because my brain wasn't developed at that time. And I know all my friends, all my ex-friends, all my family members can agree. Had I been like this the way I am now, I probably would have easily been expired. So I understand what you're saying. So I wouldn't even let that it'll come. It's nothing, per se you're missing. Or they got stuff out there, such as brain medications and stuff to help with cognitive functioning, and stimulate the brain, eating green food like lettuce, spinach, and stuff, have chemicals, anything green, anything green. We were talking about it off the show. Anything green, I'm down for. But the DSM-5 merged. So tell me, how does it feel to you? Like, well, name one thing you enjoyed doing as a child. You
As a child,
remember.
I enjoy organizing toys instead of smashing monster trucks. So instead of playing with
Cool.
them, I was organizing colors and making all sorts of patterns, playing all types of imaginary routine games. It's crazy. And you think a 5-year-old wouldn't understand that, but they do.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Like I remember how about Christmas time for you? But tell me, how was Christmas?
Oh, that's funny. Every time I open my Christmas presents, I line them up. I
How
line them
many
up in the
Christmas
order I
presents
got
did
them.
you
After I
have?
open it, it's like, okay, you get your Wii. All right, put it right here. What else do I got here? Oh, it's another shirt. Here we go. Oh, let's see what I got. Okay, got an orange. Here we go. What's this? Oh, another shirt. Here we go. Oh, the main event. Let's see. Holy moly, tickets to ACDC. Here we go.
You like rock and roll, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about a song that meant a lot to you and what, like, obviously you like ACDC. So tell me about a song ACDC was playing on the radio or wherever you heard it, and tell me about that story.
Well, I think ACD song that might represent me. I mean, it's a hard to say to think, but there's other songs I think more represent me than ACDC. But if I have to pick an ACDC one, it sounds awful, but not for the reason you're thinking. It's Highway to Hell. It's because I'm not going to hell. It's just because I'm very free spirited. Born to Be Wild is probably my favorite one that I like to listen to. And it's not the Steppenwolf one. That one kind of stinks in my opinion. Sorry, Steppenwolf. Anyway, they did a Hinder or Hinder, now I say the band name. They did a remake, and that one I think is much better. That's actually probably one of my favorite rock and roll songs of all time. I think this one though really shows free spirit, and I'm a very free spirited person. I mean, I don't like to follow trends. I don't like to do what other people do. I do my own thing.
Okay. That's great, man. Like, and then you you like Highway to Hell. Is it spiritual? Like, how is your spiritual contacts?
I would say I'm not very spiritual, as I am more of a free spirited person, just does what he wishes.
Do you believe in God?
No, I'll be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge that. You know, you haven't had a life where you've seen a miracle, so it's not like anybody would believe something when there's no miracle, and then they tell you, "Well, have faith."
Yeah. Well, but I won't lie. I've seen, plus, I don't feel like I need to be because I've seen miracles happen. I mean, I got friends who've overcome obstacles too. I mean, I got a friend right now who's had over 20 surgeries in his life and still kicking.
What do you believe in if you don't believe in God?
I just believe in good hearted people.
You know, your body is made up of the universe. Even, I know some people don't know, but the body is made up of the universe. And we always, when we stop trying to seek the universe, it's like we we lose track. It's like, for instance, Idaho, how Idaho is a good, is like sitting on a baked cake, but without the right ingredients, it's just going to taste like every other cake, like, and we, I don't know. So, how did you learn differently from others?
I think the way I learn differently through others is sometimes in school the way people explain things just didn't make sense. Sometimes what works with me is through a lot of explanation. When you do job training, for example, they tell you about it and they expect you to do it. And that's not how I do it. The way I'm going to have to do a job is throw me in the wolves den and then teach me. Teach me as we go. Don't teach and then throw me. Throw me in, then teach me.
So you lived a good, rough life. A lot of people, lost faith. You had a stigma. You
Yeah, I
agree?
get stigmatized for the most stupidest reasons alive. I mean, there's 85% of people with autism who are unemployed because their boss doesn't want to take them in. Or a boss doesn't want to hire them because they're afraid of not accommodating them.
It makes you hate the world deep down inside.
Doesn't make me hate the world, just makes me hate the job place.
I want you to know that even though this tape is running, I feel like if no one has told you, or if you don't believe in God, that's fine. You're entitled to an opinion. But I'm here to tell you that there is a God, but it's up to you to accept that. I urge you, one day in your lifetime, in your lifespan, you'll come to this video and you'll come to a moment where you say, maybe she was right. And I hope you get to that one day. I know it's hard. And I know it's like, some people don't believe, and I'm okay with that. But until you walk the shoe, and you have to have faith, like, even if it's just a little faith, ask God to give you faith. Ask God to give you faith. I know what it's like to be shunned and be stigmatized. It hurts. It really do. It hurts my feelings, and it makes me reflect as a negative person when I'm not negative. So how you see the world, you see all of the people negative when there are some good people out here. And I want you to know,
Oh, I know that. I'm aware that there's good people in this world. I don't think it's fair to punish every human being alive because although I don't think the world is full, I know the world's full of just not the nicest people alive, but I know there's a good handful of people who are in a circle that are good, and I'm not going to punish them. It's not who I am.
how do you deal with the people that tries to manipulate you?
Yeah, that's a problem right there because I am a easy target for manipulation because I don't get the social cues or the evil stink eyes when they are manipulating you. Unfortunately, I realize that after it happens. The best way I deal with manipulation after is I pretty much have avoided them entirely, or I confront them, then I avoid them entirely.
How do you use your emotion? Do you know how to control your emotion?
To a point, yeah, self control is sometimes going to kick me in the butt,
No, right?
but for the majority of the time, I think I like to consider myself a pretty calm person. It takes a lot for me to get worked up.
When you are worked up, how do you fall from 10 or Googleplex, which is the highest number a number can go, back down to zero? How do you go from Googleplex back down to zero? What is the
I
trigger? Do
I
you
just tell
know?
people you better get away from me and let me handle this as time goes on.
Understood.
Eventually, I'll cool off,
So walk away from them,
walk away
and
from the situation,
yeah,
and then get all huffy puffy about it. And when the huff and puffing's done, we're all good.
cool. And where do you see yourself going in the future with expression and freedom of speech and your views on religion?
Well, I mean, I pretty much use my freedom of speech right now with autism, regardless. But hopefully, one day, maybe I can get a full time job. Because right now I have a part time job, but hopefully we'll move from the part time ladder to the full time ladder.
Okay, and tell me, we're not finished quite yet. We got like 3 minutes. Tell me about your job.
I just started yesterday. I did have a job at Walmart, but I hated it so much that I resigned. But I
I
went,
know that's right.
yeah. No, I didn't hate Walmart. Walmart's
I
fun. I just didn't like,
understand. Yeah, it's
I
the
didn't like the
people.
people.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the workplace at the Walmart. That was
They throw a
complicated.
bunch of, imagine this, they throw a bunch of people with different personalities in one big pool, and then they're in cliques. You got the clothing section, you got the register. Which area were you at?
I was at this. I was a stock boy.
Good, good. So you kind of, that was good. That was the best job for you. So when you sat up there and was stalking, did people start messing with you?
No, I just didn't. The people were fine. It was just I didn't like the environment. It was too fast paced. It was just I couldn't finish a task in time. I was like, this isn't going to work for me. I need to leave. And I did leave. And I got a board operating job at my local radio station. Luckily, this job is still stressed at times, but the stress goes and it comes down. It's a lot more calmer. It's a lot more relaxed, easier for my brain to understand. It's
What
just
were what were
it's
your
just it's
hours?
just more smoother than the other one. The other one was hitting too many waves.
Well said. What what were your hours at Walmart?
2 to 11.
2 p.m. to that's a lot. Yeah, people coming in, different personalities and stuff. 2 to 11. That's where you got a lot of people coming in, and I'm pretty sure they said you had this amount of time to stock this amount of things. Did they say that? Like you have like an hour to stock this shelf or
No, they didn't do that. It was pretty much I'm doing this. Hey, we want you here. Okay, do 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 do. Hey, we want you here. Okay, do 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 do. Hey, we want you here. That's not how it works. I want to finish the task first before I get to task B. I don't like switching task A, B, C, D. I want to finish the task first, then we switch to B. We don't switch to B in the middle of an assignment.
well said. And your new job, tell me more about that. We got a minute.
Well, it's like I said, it's a board operator at Be Nice Sun. I get to do radio. I do the commercials for the high school basketball games that air on the radio. It's lovely so far. I can't complain too much about it. It's a lot more smooth sailing than the others. I mean, at points it can get a little boring, but you know what? It works. I make money out of it.
You got is that your shirt?
Yeah, no, this is. I did an internship at this radio station, WQRK 105.5 in Bedford, Indiana, for the summer and love the people there, love the environment. I wanted to go back and work there, but unfortunately, they don't have any openings available at the moment. So, if I ever get to call them, I'm definitely going back because they liked me there a lot. I liked them back. It was a good working environment. I was very thrilled with that one. Double
If
thumbs
you
up on the place.
if you had to tell anybody that you love how you feel right now, if you wanted to explain to them the feelings that you got for them right now for less than 20 seconds, what would you tell them?
You know, I would say I love you, but I don't do it with words. You've heard the phrase "action speaks louder than words." I'm a firm believer in that phrase. I love you, so let me show you.
Well said. How can the people reach you?
You can find me on your favorite media platform. I'm not a hard guy to find. Just Google me, your search engine optimization. Something will pop up. I promise. Just don't search my name though, Sam Mitchell, because you'll get a basketball player, and I haven't done any slam dunks lately. So it's best you do the search for Autism Rocks and Rolls.
Well, I wanna just stay on the line. I want to thank you guys for joining my show. Be safe, be great, prosper. I don't know how they do it. Prosper. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.